Well, greetings to all of our friends at Azura. It is always such a pleasure to be able to share some time with you. I'd like to read to you, of course, a story today. I'm Pastor Phil, and we've been sharing stories for, well, quite some time now. And today's story is simply called God Created. And it's written by Mark Francisco Jones, and it's illustrated by Julia Ishnala. And so let's see what God created could possibly be all about. In the beginning, there was silence and spirit. God created everything. The heavens and the sky, the air, the rain, the water, and the earth. God created men and women and children all over the earth. And here we have a picture of a mom and a dad, and the mom is holding a baby, and a little bit older brother, it looks like, is looking on. God created the seeds and the plants and the trees all over the earth. And here's a picture of trees. It looks a little bit like tulips at the top of the page, and some cattails perhaps. And look at that, just like outside, the leaves are falling from that tree. And God created lions and giraffes and tigers and elephants and cats and dogs and horses and bears all over the world. Well, of course, we don't have elephants here in Wisconsin, well, unless they're in a zoo. But certainly there's animals in Africa and all over the world. Picture of a horse and a cat. Maybe you've had a cat once upon a time in your life or two. And God created all these and much, much more, and much, much more, and so much more. And God created the birds. There's a bluebird and a butterfly and insects. There's a ladybug, and here's ants at the bottom of the page and snails. And God created the fish and the whales and plants in the water and rivers and ponds and the sea and the ocean caressing the land. Look at, here's a big whale. You can see the whale is swimming in the sea. And God created all of these and much more and so much more. And God created words and meanings and language and stories. And here's a mother and a dad sharing stories with their children. Perhaps it's in a Bible or a book very much like this book. And God created shouting and singing, and songs, and poems, and riddles, and sounds, and shh, quiet. And God created all these things, and questions, and answers, and faith, and love, and hope, and so much more. And God created tears, and laughter, and smiles, and frowns, and winces, and hugs, and friendship too. And God created all these and much, much more. So much more. And here we have all the different faces, different ages, different races, boys and girls, all created equally by God. And God created peace and stillness and days for waiting and dreams and desires and wishes. One of my wishes is I can go up in a hot air balloon someday. That's been kind of on my bucket list for many years, and it still is, actually. And God created the beginning, and God created the middle, and God created the end. And all these things, with all things, and for all things. And God created life. All that is seen and unseen. God created life, love from God that will never end. And of course, life is the most amazing gift that God could give us, with the exception of perhaps eternal life in God's kingdom. And God created all these and much more and so much more. Yes, it is true. All we hear, taste, touch, see, or imagine, God created all these and much more and so much more. And God created you. I like the story. It's nice to know that you were made very purposely in God's image. God created you. How special you are. Well, thanks for allowing me to share a story with you today. Again, it was called God Created. I hope you enjoyed the story. Take care, many blessings, and see you later.